Hey, fam.
What's up, Yeezy?
What's up, DJ MV?
It's Friday!
It was Friday when we were here yesterday.
Yeah, it was Friday when we were here. That's right, we're back. We were here yesterday all day for Change Radiothon. We raised over $670,000.
In the course of 18 hours?
That's right. That's for historically black colleges and universities. That's for students to go, and we try to make sure they have scholarships for tuition, for internships, for books, for lodging, for food, and all that. We raised over $670,000. This is the third year doing it.
That was the Thurgood Marshall College Fund.
That's right. Now, in 3 years, the Breakfast Club has raised over $1.7 million. How crazy is that?
And that is for different organizations.
That's right. Yesterday it just felt so good to give back. And not just to celebrities, because celebrities came in. Chadwick Boseman gave $100,000. Michael Rubin gave $125,000 from the 76ers, partner of the 76ers. I'm trying to think of some of the people. We ain't got the list of all the people that gave money? All right, here we go. Yes, Robert F. Smith gave $100,000. Byron Allen gave $100,000. Maury Povich gave $15,000. Shout to Cardi B, Tyrese, Queen Naja, Don Poole, Joe Coy gave $20,000. Shout to Interscope Records, Hassan Minaj, Republic Records, Black Youngster, Quality Control, Columbia Records, Epic Records, 300. Shout to Kevin Lyles, Shadow, and D. Shout to my partner, Caesar, Flippin' New Jersey. He gave $5,000. Rhapsody, Atlantic Records, Fabulous, Caesar for Black Ink Crew. Dr. Oz, Jay Farrell gave $5,000. Terrence J, Elvis Duran, Humble a Poet, Lena Wave, Andrew Yang, and all you guys out there. We really appreciate it, man. It was so great to see so many people giving so much money, and not just, like I said, not just the celebrities. I mean, people giving $5, $20, $1, $100, $200. We really, really are appreciative of that and grateful that you guys are trying to help people get to HBCUs. We're so thankful for that.
Yes, it was an amazing feat.
Yes, a long
But
day.
you can still donate through Thanksgiving.
That's right.
So if you didn't get the opportunity to donate yesterday, maybe you're just finding out about it today, whatever it is, you can still donate. All you have to do is text CHANGE to 52182 or go to bcchange4change.com. That's bcchange4change.com. That's
right. Now, today on the show, Hassan Minaj will be joining us. We'll kick it with Hassan Minaj. Also, Partisan Fontaine, Party.
I saw he just got a plaque.
Yeah, he just got a plaque, sold over 1 million copies. Also, his album is out right now, so we'll kick it with both of them. So let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
Well, women won't be the only ones on birth control. Now you guys can join the crew.
Dramo said, hell yeah.
He's tired of getting pregnant.
Yeah, he's tired of getting pregnant. All right, we'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne will be joining us in a little bit. Let's get some front page news. Now in Thursday Night Football, the Texans beat the Colts 2017. And Melo, yesterday was Melo's second NBA game in the last year, and he did pretty good. I think he scored 18. He looked pretty good out there. So congratulations to Melo, all right? Now what else are we talking about, Yee?
Well, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, if you were looking forward to that, it is not happening this year. They said the ratings have been going down for quite some time now. It's been around since 1995. Mm-hmm. And the supermodels, all these standards of these really thin girls who are very busty. And they said a lot of the, in the name of feminisms, former Angel Carly Claus quit the show. So the show has definitely lost its sheen, all the controversy with it. So it's not happening.
Did they take out like the lingerie department, the lingerie part of it, and the swimming suit part of it, something like that?
It's not happening, I just said.
No, but didn't they take that out beforehand?
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's probably why the ratings went down.
I just know it's not happening anymore.
Okay.
To evolve the messaging of the company.
Okay.
All right, 4 students at Syracuse University have been suspended. I don't know if you've been hearing this. We reported it earlier about all the racist and anti-Semitic incidents that have been happening on campus. They actually had even canceled all social activities at fraternities for the rest of the semester. That's because a black student said she was verbally assaulted on campus. 4 of the 14 people involved in the incident were Syracuse students, and 9 of them are enrolled at other universities. Officials have been informed at those universities of the allegations. The student, they said, who was most aggressive in the incident is affiliated with Rutgers University. There's been 12 reported incidents of racist and anti-Semitic graffiti found on or near the university's campus.
That's crazy.
All right. The first male birth control injection is almost ready for penises. Now, this is going down Thanks to Indian researchers, they've completed a clinical trial on injectable male contraceptives. It is 303 candidates were recruited, and there was a 97.3% success rate. So basically, you'll get a shot in your penis, and that birth control method will last approximately 13 years. They do give you a dose of local anesthesia, and then they do that. It's like a traditional vasectomy, kind of.
So let me ask Dramos. Dramos is still out here, right? Dramos is a young man.
He's out here.
He's out here. Now, would you get a shot in your penis? So you know for 13 years you can't get somebody pregnant?
13 years is too much.
I'm sure you can reverse it.
I don't know.
So would you get a shot in your penis?
Then you don't got to worry about it all. Just
I would get a shot in the penis, but not for 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All right. Well, they do have male birth control pills also.
I can't even imagine a shot in your penis. Like that.
It's not in the market yet. The male birth control pills. Would you rather take the pill every day or get the shot in your penis?
I'm a married man, and if I get my wife pregnant,
I'm asking Dramos.
Oh, okay. What about you, Dramos?
I would do probably the pill then, because it's 13 years. It's a lot of time.
But you got to remember every day. If you forget a day,
yeah, I don't know.
Shoot him up.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Call us. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Good morning. Hi, Breakfast Club. Good morning, and congratulations on a successful Change for Change yesterday. This is Cassandra from New Jersey.
Hey,
Thank you,
Cassandra from New
Cassandra.
Jersey.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
So, but guys, you know what? I want to just let you know that it was kind of difficult to do it.
Really?
The person that answered the phone, yeah, it was. The person that answered the phone yesterday told me he was going to help me, and he never came back to help me.
You don't
So
know how
I
to
had
send.
really-
You don't know how to send text messages?
No, I was trying. It just wouldn't go through. So I just had to complete mine this morning because I was like, let me check my account because I don't see any confirmation. I checked my account, it wasn't there, so I just...
That happened to me, too.
You happened to you, too?
Mm-hmm.
But next year, would you guys consider this organization, Habitat for Humanity, Greater Essex
Oh, yeah, I
County,
know.
and Hudson, and Union County, Hudson County, and Essex County, because they build homes for low-income families. And the good thing about it is there's no there's no interest attached to their mortgage. So would you guys, if I can hold on, and I'll give you guys the contact phone number for the person that you could talk with to do that.
That's a big organization.
We'll look up the
Habitat for
organization, Mama. We know that.
that's
We're familiar with the organization.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've always heard about Habitat for Humanity, but I would like to hear from a couple people who actually got their house built by Habitat for
My
Humanity.
mom did some work with them.
Okay,
She did?
Can I, Charlamagne, is there a way that I can have someone, because we have 75 in Newark.
Hold on, okay? You hold on. You hold
Can
on.
I have someone call you?
Hold on. We'll get your information.
Absolutely.
Well, you always say that, NV. Don't tell me hold on and you don't get that information.
We're going to hold on.
They did that to
We're
her
on line
yesterday,
three.
too.
You're on line 3. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, Envy? It's your boy, Mello.
Mello, what up? Get it off your chest, bro.
Yo, man, first off, I want to commend you and Angela D. Like, y'all need to drop those bombs for yourselves. Y'all actually came into work this morning, unlike some people, Leonard.
I'm right here, you
And
bum. I'm right here, you bum mouth bastard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
All that cute stuff. And that male birth control, what they should do, they should make it into a cream and call it sunblock, son. That'd be fire.
Yeah, but what if you have a daughter?
I mean, listen, it's not perfect, but it's a work in progress.
He ain't think it through.
Yeah, you can't think that all the way through. It was almost there.
Almost.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's fire. That's a fire name. Like, I just came up with this in 5 minutes. Let me work.
5 minutes.
Ah,
It was
man.
a fine name if you wasn't a patriarchal peasant who only thinks that men can be born.
Hello, who's this?
Sylvester from California.
Sylvester, what's up? Get it off your chest, bro.
I just want to, can I start with I love y'all?
We love you back, bro.
Okay, that's a
We
nice way
love
to
you.
start.
What kind of love?
Then he's going to say, but.
Just because, really, I mean, from Charlamagne with the mental health, Angela with the, the smoothies and the health, like your body health, and then Envy with financial, owning property and stuff. Y'all inspire me to do better in my community.
That's what it is.
And something I've been doing is trying to get like more tech into LA, like in the schools in LA. And I have these shirts that I want to send y'all. Well, they're sweaters and shirts that I want to send y'all to show my appreciation for like people that have inspired me. So I've been reaching out like all over, and I was wondering if I could send them up to all 3 of y'all and then Logan too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, Logan, my son.
100%.
So the Insta, like my Instagram, where like
weird.
the shirts are
I
at.
know why Logan.
It's weird.
It's Sly Annie 1, SLYANI, and on the shirt it says run for touchdowns, not for cover. So it's about like,
Okay, I get it now.
Creating a safe space for the kids where they can just focus on like school and not all the craziness, and then like us as the adults, we take care of all that stuff. So
Yo, did you go to Afrotech this year?
I did not.
Yeah, you should go to Afrotech next year. It's a dope event for black creatives that want to be in the digital tech world.
See, and that's the type of stuff that I'm trying to get these kids on, financial literacy and everything too. So I wanted to know if I could send you guys the sweaters.
Yes,
Yes,
Joey, make sure you get homie's address. What line is he on?
Line 7.
He's sending them
Hold
to
on.
us. Oh, give him our address.
Joey, get homie's address on line 7, and you know what I'm
Give
saying.
him our address.
I'm still sleepy. I don't even know why the hell we're here. Can we get this over with already?
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Yo, it's Michael from Cali.
Hello, Michael from Cali.
What's
Good morning.
up, Michael?
Hey, man, I'm good. Is Charlamagne in the building?
Yes,
Yeah.
Charlamagne is right here. What's happening?
Hey, Rick. So when he was in Afrotech, I was supposed to pull up on you and give you my book, but I was at a different conference called NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, and I was giving a workshop on being debt-free.
Okay. So what you want me to do?
Yeah, and can I shout out my book?
Sure.
Go ahead, man.
All right, so it's called The Power of Yet by Michael Benjamin.
Of yet?
Yes.
The Power of Yet. Just because you can't do something today doesn't mean you can't do it yet.
Oh, yet.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of like the power of now by Eckhart Tolle.
Low key, you know what I'm saying? I sent y'all a copy, but you should read it, you feel me?
All right. Well, thank you, brother.
There's a book called The Power of Yes,
no.
though.
Let me get my IG.
Hurry up.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me get my IG.
Go ahead.
All right, my IG is at Mike O. Benjamin, M-I-C-H-O, Benjamin.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
How y'all doing, man? My name is Michael Beyond from Richmond, South Carolina. I listen to y'all every morning.
What up, King? South Carolina all day.
Right. I just want to get off my chest. I'm kind of nervous, I'm having a baby. My kid, I got a kid now. She's 2 years old, but she's not my biological kid. I got a beautiful black queen. So I hope all goes well with that. She's having a little issues as far as blood down there goes, but everything looks good so far. The Cowboys losing this weekend to the Patriots.
No, we not. Yo, stop with your disrespect.
Trump is a criminal.
Trump, you was right about one of those things.
I think
Trump
he was
is a
right about
criminal.
two. But thank you, brother.
And prayers up to you.
I listen to y'all every morning, man. Y'all inspire me so much, and I just want to say thank y'all, man.
Thank you, my brother. And prayers up to your baby mom. You know what I mean? I know how stressful that can be. The black maternal death rate is high right now. My wife has had trouble when she's gone to the hospital the last couple of times, so prayers up to you.
Absolutely. Hello, who's this?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning. Get it off your chest.
I wanted to talk about when people say mind your business, when my job is your business.
What's your
Explain.
job?
Explain.
Glass company. I work for a glass company. I'm a security guard. And when I'm on break, and when you're on break and you're in the car doing your business with other people's property, as that song used to say, then it is my business. So don't be telling me to mind my business.
What they did in the car? What was going on?
Sexual activities in the car.
Oh, you got to mind your
Nasty.
business. Mind your business. Mind your...
That is my business. I'm security, so I'm supposed to watch what's going on in the vehicles.
Yeah, but
So
that's
if you
their
doing
vehicles.
stuff in the vehicles?
That's
But
that's
you're
a-
on property at work.
That's a break, but I'm on break.
With another woman's another property. Come on now. Stop
Well,
telling me to mind my business.
That is very true. Once they had sex on your grounds, they made it your business.
But that's
And
their
my
car.
business. So that's
Well, they
my
should drive
job,
somewhere
to do my
else.
business.
That's right. Somebody pull up in their car on your property and have sex.
Is that okay,
That's
Envy?
your business. I agree with you, Mom.
Yeah, because you at work and you supposed to be on your break. You do what you do on your 15-minute break.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, that's
Plus they're married.
Now,
And plus, they're married, sleeping with somebody. No, they ain't sleeping with each other. They sleeping with somebody else's man and woman.
Exactly. There you go.
that's right. I don't have a problem with what you did, baby. You tell them kiss your glass.
They sneaking around, so they think.
Yes, thank you. All right, y'all have a nice weekend. Be safe.
Okay,
right.
you too.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Naeem, we got rumors on the way?
Yeah, so let's talk about a reality star who is now saying that she is saved and celibate.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
How do you
Everybody know
know?
we here live.
That's what they told
Wait,
me.
how do you know that?
Yes, we are The Breakfast Club. Good
That's
morning.
right. We left here at midnight. Now we back here.
That's right. We
Really
are back.
here, live. Okay, Change for Change was last night. We raised 671.
Over 670,000.
Over 670,000 for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to benefit HBCUs. And for the record, I just want to throw this out there. That was our third annual Change for Change. We've raised over $1.7 billion.
Million dollars.
not
What I
billion.
said.
You said billion.
Y'all should have let me rock with that.
No,
This
it's
guy's
a lie.
He's
Why
still
y'all
slipping.
don't let me rock with that?
Let's get.
We raised over $1.7 million for various
There you go.
organizations.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk a new trailer.
Well, there's a new trailer that's out right now for an upcoming documentary on XXXTentacion.
Okay.
And the trailer does feature, of course, him, and he's connecting with family, friends, and fans, and you can hear him talking in this trailer.
If you're already happy, I can't do for you because you already know what you want. All I can do is give you my pain and you feed on that to keep you alive. There's definitely a difference between Jase Onfroy and XXXTentacion.
So it's an
This
album
is a story, this is a full story, and this is the last time I will tell it.
and
Wow.
a documentary.
Well, I mean,
And they're calling it his final album, Bad Vibes Forever. It comes out December 6th.
I know you say wow, but the crazy part is context is everything, right? Because if he was saying this is the last time I'm gonna tell this story and he was still alive, it would just be him saying I'm never talking about this story again. But since
Correct.
he's dead, it sounds like he's spoke that on himself.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, the Creator. He's on the cover of GQ magazine, the 2019 Men of the Year issue. And one thing that he says that made headlines, he talks about his sexuality. He told the interviewer that he loves women, but often ends up, he said, I like girls, I just end up effing their brother every time.
Wow. This loyal ass brothers.
Wow.
Who are these whole ass brothers? Why would you do such a thing to your sister? My God, boy, these brothers ain't
You
loyal.
gotta watch who's in your family. It's like in the remember the Soul Food,
Yes, man.
in the movie Soul Food. If you see
Don't leave your brother around me. True player for real. Ask Tyler the C, God damn it.
All right, now French Montana, he's hospitalized. He's had a very scary issue. They said he had intense nausea. And the cops actually came to his house first. They're the ones who made the call to get him rushed to a hospital by ambulance. They said sheriff's deputies were called to his house in Calabasas for a possible robbery. That was a false alarm, but they did determine that French Montana was abnormal. He was out of it. They said he'd been suffering severe stomach pains, nausea, and perhaps an elevated heart rate as well. So he's getting treatment that includes IV fluids. They said he should have been released later in the evening.
You gotta take care of yourself, man. That hard partying lifestyle can catch up to you. If you're not eating right, and if you're not getting enough sleep, and you're indulging in alcohol and drugs or whatever else it could be.
Well, let's not speculate. We don't know what
we don't know what happened.
I'm not just speaking about him. I'm just talking about in general. Y'all
Right, yeah,
gonna act like that hip hop rock star lifestyle don't catch up?
I don't
Like,
know
come
what
on,
he was
man.
doing.
Yeah, it
All
can
right.
any time, but we don't know what happened with him.
Chris Brown, congratulations to him for having his second child with Amika Harris. He has a boy. And, he already has a 5-year-old daughter, Royalty, so now he has a little baby boy.
Congratulations to him.
Now,
Congrats.
Magic Johnson, let's talk about one regret that he has.
What's that? What are you laughing for? What's that sinister laugh for?
Just waiting for the story.
So, apparently, when he was only 19 years old, after he said he won that national championship after beating Larry Bird, he said, I was about to sign a shoe deal. Converse came in, and everyone at that time was wearing Converse because of Dr. J. So Converse came in and offered me some money. And then this guy named Phil Knight came in. And Nike was only like 1 or 2 years old. He said he doesn't have a lot of money, but will offer me stock. I was 19, didn't
Wow.
know a lot. And so the rest
Damn.
is history.
Made a horrible
So he
decision.
ended up saying no, thank you, and told Phil Knight no, and that was back in 1979. He
Oh, my
signed that
God.
deal with Converse.
I get it now.
And then
I
Nike-
can see why that's your biggest regret. You lived from HIV. You good. This equity in Nike?
Nike went public
What?
on December 2nd, 1980. So this deal was back in 1979. A year later,
Yeah.
Nike went public, and as you know, You know the rest. Nike actually owns Converse now.
That's crazy. And I was thinking about it now. Magic is one of those players that's so huge and so elite, but he really doesn't have a signature shoe. Nobody wears Converse or his Converse that he wore.
Do you realize that
Jordan,
the NBA was trash until Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came in the league? So you're talking about a man that revitalized the whole organization. He could have had stock in equity in Nike that early on.
Yeah.
My God.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor.
He would never see that because Converse was so big. That was the only sneaker really back then.
Just when I thought Magic Johnson was the most blessed man on the planet.
He is. He still is.
He's still worth $600 million.
But he could have been worth $600 billion.
That is true.
Jesus Christ. That's when you think about every day. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right.
That's when you think about every day.
All right. Well, that's your
Because you see
report.
Nikes everywhere.
That is true.
Commercials everywhere.
But
Everybody got them on. They got
And
the
you
apparel
never know
on.
what something's going to be, though. You got to think it was a brand new company. He didn't even know about it.
But you could think of it like this. Just imagine if he had all that money back then, because I'm sure he was wilding out in the NBA. He would be wilding out with even more money.
I mean...
You're right.
You're
right. You're right. All right. You got front page news, G? You're right.
Yes, and we are going to be talking about Twitter. There's a new thing that you can do on there to lead to healthier discussions on social media.
There's not much more he could have
There's
done.
not much more.
You're right.
I mean...
Yeah, you're right.
I got there, buddy.
You're right.
I got there.
All right.
Right.
Rumors up next.
I lived.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club.
Why are you looking at me brushing your hair, bro?
Let's get in some front page news. Now, in Thursday Night Football, the Houston Texans beat the Colts 2017, and Floyd Mayweather announced he is coming out of retirement for 2020, which is weird, because didn't he just put out a story that he wasn't boxing anymore?
Sound like somebody just wants some attention, because they just put out a story yesterday saying that he was never coming back.
Well, he said he was retiring from boxing. Now, I believe he's doing something with Dana White, but we'll talk more about that in the rumors.
Oh, so he's coming out. Well, I wouldn't. That's
the
not
UFC.
No, he's not going to no UFC.
That's not a retirement, though. That's not announcing you're coming out of retirement because you never fought in the UFC.
Right. Now, he's not going to fight no damn UFC.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's been talking with Dana White, so.
All right. Well, what else we got, Yee?
All right. Now, let's talk about Donald Trump, and he is apparently not having a good time with these impeachment hearings.
You think?
But he's acting like he is. Now, he said on social media, I've been watching people making phone calls my entire life. My hearing is and has been great. Never have I been watching a person making a call which was not on speakerphone and been able to hear or understand a conversation. I've even tried, but to no avail. Try it live. What is he talking about? He's talking about impeachment witness David Holmes, a political counselor at the U.S. Embassy, who told lawmakers that he heard Donald Trump loudly discussing his plot to extort Ukraine. Here is David Holmes.
I could hear the president's voice through the earpiece of the phone. The president's voice was loud and recognizable. And Ambassador Sondland held the phone away from his ear for a period of time, presumably because of the loud volume. I heard Ambassador Sondland greet the president and explain he was calling from Kyiv. I heard President Trump then clarify that Ambassador Sondland was in Ukraine. Ambassador Sondland replied, yes, he was in Ukraine, and went on to state that President Zelensky, quote, loves your ass. I then heard President Trump ask, so he's going to do the investigation. Ambassador Sondland replied that he's going to do it, adding that President Zelensky will do anything you ask him to do.
I've definitely heard people talking on the phone while somebody else is on the phone.
I definitely have.
But you really have to be paying attention to care about
and
the conversation.
And it has to be very quiet, too.
It has to be very quiet. Like, you have to be very quiet, and you have to be paying attention to really care about the conversation. That is a kind of wild a piece of evidence to bring to an impeachment hearing, though.
Well, I guess that's firsthand. He said he heard everything firsthand, and then that along with the transcript of the conversation, with the president.
Is overhearing enough, though, in an impeachment hearing? Like, or just overhearing a conversation?
I mean, it's still hearing it firsthand. You were there, you heard it with your own ears. It's not like secondhand information. You heard it. So if you say you heard what you heard and you heard it loud and clear and you said you've been able to do that before, I guess it does matter. All right, now on Twitter, you can hide your replies. That's a new feature that Twitter is launching globally. So you can hide certain replies on your tweets. It gives you more control over your conversations on the site. So imagine you write something and then people start saying nasty things in your replies on Twitter. You can hide those replies so other people won't see it, but you'll still be able to see and engage with hidden replies by pressing an icon that will appear on the tweets. So that way, they said some people did not want to hide replies due to fear of retaliation, and Twitter will continue to get feedback on that issue. But they will also allow you, when you say you want to hide the reply, to block the replier as well.
But what's the point of that? Because people want the validation, they want the retweets, they want the attention. So what's the point?
You might not want people saying other things about you. So maybe you want certain replies to be seen by other people, but other ones not to. So you can hide those so people can't see what you don't want them to see in your conversation.
That takes a lot of work to go through those and figure out what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep.
Well, some people don't get a whole lot of replies. Some people get like 8 or 9.
Whoa.
And then you say, let me hide this one.
We're not one of those people.
They're trying to lead to healthier discussions.
Okay.
I just say stay off it. Healthy discussions happen just like this, face to face, eye to eye.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your front page news.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, Hassan Minhaj will be joining us, comedian.
Yes, indeed. He's got a show on Netflix called Patriot Act. I think it's on season 2 now, or maybe season 3. I'm not sure.
All right, well, we'll kick it with him when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club.
Yes, indeed.
We got a special guest in the building, Hassan Minhaj.
The host of Patriot Act. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, bro?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to tell you something, man. One of the greatest stand-up specials that's not actually a stand-up special because you were sitting down.
Wow.
Was you in front of Congress this year. That is so underrated and so hilarious.
Really?
What happened?
The
What
student
happened?
loan.
I missed it. What happened?
Envy, you missed this?
Did I miss it?
It was on IG. It was pretty popular.
Did I see it? If it was on IG, I see it.
Yeah, so, the student loan crisis is a big issue for our generation, I would say, for sure. I think it's one of the biggest.
Absolutely.
And so I was asked to testify about the student loan crisis. They saw my episode that we did on the show about student loan debt, specifically how student loan borrowers are just getting screwed over
all the time
by Navient, FedLoan, whoever their loan service provider is. A lot of people our age are going into deferment when they should be going into an income-based repayment plan, and they're really screwing themselves over. So yeah, testify before Congress.
Yeah.
And it was a weird situation.
Yeah, but you did it in such a digestible way because you were speaking our language.
Yeah.
While simultaneously speaking their language, and it was funny and informative.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why isn't this everywhere?
I don't know. I don't know, man. But when you go into Congress, you totally understand why stuff doesn't get done.
Ooh, explain.
There's a lot of battle rapping.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Between both sides. There's a lot of clap back.
Yeah.
The Republicans are blaming the Democrats. The Democrats are blaming the Republicans. So there's a lot of this. And the issue can't move forward.
It's not solution oriented.
No, it's not solution oriented. It's not. And to me, the reason why I wanted to testify about it was I actually do feel it's a bipartisan issue. Like for me, I'm like blue or red. Constituents in both your guys' states and counties have this problem.
Absolutely.
Trust me. Anybody between the ages of 18 to 40 is probably dealing with this, and they're going to ask you about it on the campaign trail. So this isn't like an identity politics issue.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
I got you.
Yeah. You know how there's certain issues you just won't be able to win because they're not able to access it?
Yeah, like police brutality against black and brown people.
criminal justice reform.
Yeah.
Like real talk. It's one of those things where it's like, if they don't know anybody who has been involved in the criminal justice system, they won't see the cruelty of it.
That's a fact.
So for me, student loans was such a rubber meets the road issue because an entire generation in America was told you have to go to college.
Correct.
It's not even a negotiating thing. You got to go. All right, so if we do this, why are student borrowers treated like deadbeats? Like, the same policies that you have upon people who have gambling debt, the same thing goes for student loan debt.
Did you ever pay? Did you pay off your loans?
Now, I'm lucky. I'm a child of immigrants. My parents made me live at home, so I don't have crippling student loan debt. I have crippling emotional debt, and that's a different issue.
What's that?
Crippling emotional debt?
Yes.
Just knowing that I could have been out in these streets for 4 years, but instead I was living upstairs in my childhood bedroom.
I just gave donkey today to this guy this morning who got mad because his mom wouldn't let him have sex in the house, so he killed her dog.
That's insane.
Yeah, he was 39.
Jesus.
Did you have sex in your house, in your mom's house?
Did I have sex? This is being recorded, and my parents watch everything I do. Don't try to get me. Are you trying to get me caught up with SEMA?
I'm sorry.
No, Mom, I would never do that. I kept everything strictly halal in the house, and I would just go upstairs to study, to be quite honest.
No, honestly, seriously, I believe you did, though. I believe you respected the household.
I did, but it's kind of crazy when I think about it. I did bring some girls back to, the house. It was insane.
Yeah.
It's insane now that I think about it.
Now you decided on your latest episode of Patriot Act to hit on the topic of mental health.
Yes.
Why was it important for you to tackle this topic?
I mean, you've talked about this, man. It's not a thing we talk about in our communities. We just don't. It's one of those things where it's just like, it's the two solutions to feeling depressed or anxious are hydration and prayer. It's like drink some water, and go pray. And if that's not working, you better figure it out.
Right.
You're
Or
not
drink something harder.
Yeah.
Some liquor.
Yeah. Or take a nap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, if you know someone who's drinking and sleeping all day, they might be depressed. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And so to me, one of the big things was I wanted to talk about it because there's a huge stigma around it. Then if you do manage to actually try to get the help you need, why it's so hard. Like, I know a lot of people that are like, man, I tried to go see a therapist. Blue Cross Blue Shield gave me this whole list. I called all 200 numbers. 90% of them aren't even taking new patients. Some of them aren't even, practices anymore.
Yeah, they're finding a lot of ways to deny
Yes.
people mental health treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to do was show, all right, these are the mechanisms that are put in place that are preventing you from getting the care that you needed. Because I really thought about it. Like, I really tried to reach out and get help. And I was lucky enough that when I was put in a logjam, okay, I could just pay out of pocket. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. So we actually found, our news team found, there's the law. By law, you are required to have the same amount of mental and physical health care. It has to be covered the same. There's
the 2008
parody.
mental health parody and addiction quality.
Yeah, and that to me is like what I love most about the show is like we show you, all right, here's why something sucks. Here are the mechanisms and pulleys in play that are preventing you from getting this thing that you need, and here's what you can do to try to circumvent that.
But what made you go to a therapist? What made you call a therapist and reach out for help?
I was talking to friends and I was describing things to them, and they're like, that's not normal. Like a random Tuesday afternoon, and my heart is just beating fast. And I'm like, no, this is how I know I'm alive. Like, I'm really living.
Yeah, having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Anxiety. Yeah.
Full-on panic attack. Or I'm like, I'm at a doctor's appointment with my wife, and we're just sitting in the lobby. My wife was pregnant at the time with our first. And, like shortness of breath. You know what I mean? Just these odd moments where I all of a sudden go into flight or fight. And I honestly thought, like, man, this is normal. Because when my perception of mental health, I think of Arkham Asylum. Right? We think of straitjackets. You don't think of it as like a gamut, like this spectrum. And just to be honest, I also thought it meant you're weak. It's just the way, we grew up, right? And you start to understand the more you talk about it, the more you research it, is just like anything else. You know how like exercising and diet's the new wave? People are like, oh, I don't eat that. I do this instead. Nobody's saying you're weak because of that. This is just about running at an optimum level. That's all.
All right. Tell us more about the 2008 mental health parody and addiction quality act. Because I didn't even hear about this until your show.
Yeah.
So I got schooled.
That was the shocking thing, too.
Yeah.
So Patrick Kennedy, who's one of the Kennedys you probably don't recognize. He's not one of the poppin' Kennedys.
He's not one of the popular ones.
No. No one cares who he's dating. They're not writing books about Patrick. He unfortunately, he had severe mental health issues. One day, unfortunately, he crashed his car. He was also using substance abuse to help overcome those things. And he realized that became his calling card, his mission to put things in place that give people equal access to mental health care and physical health care. Yeah. So that's the big thing. Your insurance company legally cannot deny you the same amount of mental health care to physical health care. It has to be the same.
Did you ever try substances to get past anything that you were dealing with, whether it was smoking, weed, edibles, alcohol?
No, man. What's so crazy is like I grew up super religious. So, like that Muslim guilt is like Catholic guilt. You know what I mean? Where you're always just like, Allah is watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I would super freak out. I mean, like pepperoni pizza freaked me out in the first grade.
Pepperoni pizza?
Yeah, you know how we are with swine.
Right,
Yeah.
So why'd you eat a pepperoni slice?
Well, this girl that I had a crush on was like, do you want a slice of pepperoni pizza?
And you're not going to say no.
And I'm not going to say no.
Whoa.
Come on.
How do you forgive yourself? Like,
I did it. And you know what? When I had it, it was so good. I was like, this is why God made it. Haram.
So you still
it's a test. Say what?
So you still eat pepperoni pizza?
No, that was my first and one time. But I got it.
You got it.
Like I totally understood why. Like why God says you can't have it so good.
But the guilt killed you.
The guilt killed me, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you have to pray it away, or did you tell your mom that you ate pork?
I didn't tell my parents. No.
So
no
now
way.
they know that you have.
Yeah. Now they
women in the room, and now they know that you have pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, man. Basically, pretty much.
Now, what would happen with the Netflix CEO Reed Hastings? They pulled an episode of Patriot Act?
Well, that was in regards to an episode that we did about Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
At the beginning of the year, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia sent a letter and said, this is in violation of cyber law that we have, if you speak disparagingly about the kingdom. So they pull the episode in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, just in Saudi Arabia.
Just in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
And look, it just became a thing because, you know.
But what did you say that made him pull it?
I mean, I had a hot take. I was like, murder's bad. You shouldn't kill journalists and consulates.
That's all you said.
I mean, yeah, it was
Hot take.
super
Ooh, that's
controversial
edgy.
take. Yeah.
Ooh, you
Super
really on a
controversial
limb with
take.
that one.
Yeah. But
Goodness
look, at the end of the day,
gracious.
I'm just trying to be more entertaining. That's what I learned. I learned you got to be more entertaining specifically about Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia specifically. That's why I got to be funnier for the prince.
But clearly you don't have a sense of
serious.
humor.
No, look, man, this is a learning experience for me. I thought about it, all right? Like, 50 Cent went over there, Janet Jackson went over there, Tyga went over there, all the heavy hitters. So what I got to do is I just got to go to Saudi Arabia, get the entire royal family together, go to a hotel, maybe like the Four Seasons in Riyadh, and lock the doors until they think I'm entertaining enough.
Are you afraid of what could happen if they don't find you funny, Hassan?
I mean, that's just like, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
That's just the burden I'm going to have to bear.
You had a good tweet about it, though. You said the best way to stop people from watching something is to ban it, make it trend online, and then
Yes.
leave it on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. Everybody will go see what the hype is
The
about.
Streisand effect, yeah, of course. Just to put this in perspective, they Jordan 1 banned my episode.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But like that made the Jordan 1.
Right. So you still
I'm not a
sneakerhead
sneakerhead,
heavy.
so break that
Yeah,
down
you still
for
a
me.
sneakerhead
All right,
heavy, I
back
can
in the
tell.
day with the Jordan 1,
Right.
the NBA banned it.
Correct.
And Michael Jordan and Nike, they had to pay a fee every time he wore the shoe.
And he would wear it every game.
Yeah, and anytime you make something dangerous or kind of exclusive,
Yeah,
people are like,
yeah,
well, what's this
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
effect
yeah.
of like, don't look at this thing. And you're like, well,
I gotta look at it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your voice is finally being heard the way you want it to?
Yeah, I mean, what I love most about the show is I get to authentically kind of be myself. You know, like I finally have a vehicle where I really get to be me. And the topics that we choose are things that I really, really care about. And we try to pick topics that ultimately, like when rubber meets the road, everybody cares about. Like it affects your day-to-day life. You know what I mean?
When you did the White House Correspondents' Dinner in
Yeah.
2017, right?
Yeah.
You've been making jokes about the Trump administration, and do you still think it's a laughing matter now?
What do you mean? Oh, making jokes about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
administration?
yeah,
Of course, yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, look, like what's happening right now is like dire, but it doesn't make what he does any less funny. You see when he had like the candy bar and he was putting it on the minion's head?
My God,
How is
that
that
was
not funny?
amazing.
That was hilarious.
That was amazing.
And his
And the
wife
fact that
followed
they
him.
had the bucket right there, and he was just like, but why?
Yeah, he put it on the head and then it slid off and went into. It's just like, just be a
His wife
person.
followed him, put it right on that. I'm like, what is wrong with
Yeah,
him?
just be a human being.
Why has nobody asked him about that? I just want to know why. What were you putting it on the kid's head
And then
for?
pat to get on that. What's wrong
Yeah,
with him?
it was insane. It's insane. How are you not going to make fun of that? The moments like that where you're like, you're genuinely a strange, bizarre person. Did you ever see the one with the umbrella? He has the umbrella, he's going up the stairs, he gets to the plane, doesn't know what to do with the umbrella. You close an umbrella if you're a human being. He just leaves the umbrella there, it blocks the door, and he keeps walking.
Well, you're probably not even used to holding his own umbrella.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Rich guy like that,
Sure,
his
sure,
whole
sure,
life
sure.
probably had somebody holding an umbrella. He had a Farnsworth Bentley with him his whole life.
Right.
So he blocked the plane. Nobody could get on behind him.
Yeah, it's just he's just
Goodness gracious,
it's just
Donald
a weird, bizarre thing.
What have you learned about the mental health space since you did this episode?
What have I learned?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned are the ways in which insurance companies will deny treatment. One of the things that's the scariest is the fail first model. So say you have, unfortunately, a child who's dealing with severe depression or anorexia. You know the treatment that they deserve. You know the specialist they may need to go to. Your insurance company is going to make you fail first at a shittier, lower thing. Then you have to upgrade to the next medication, then
Exactly.
the next, then the next, then the next. And there's all these terrible human interest stories where kids, teenagers, are dying early because of suicide and other things because they didn't get the care that they needed.
Yeah, their excuses, they don't want to get kids hooked on high-profile drugs or
Sure.
strong drugs.
Sure.
So they try smaller things out, smaller dosage to see if those work first.
Sure, but what about something like in-home treatment, which is very expensive?
Right.
And you know your child needs that. You know, we showed a story of a girl, unfortunately, her older sister had passed away from suicide. And she was feeling that the angst and that depression, and they asked for in-home care, and she was denied that in-home care, and she ultimately also took her own life. Stuff like that.
So what does it require for somebody seeking therapy to get approved by an insurance company?
Well, ultimately, you have to complain. And I know the older generation asks that you don't complain, but we found, studies have shown that when you actually do complain and you report it, 39% of those cases are approved. You do get your money back. Yeah.
And you had your parents on the episode.
Yeah, I mean on a digital thing, yeah.
How'd that go?
I was concerned.
Why?
I mean, anytime you get the cameras on your parents, you're always like, this could go one of two ways. But they're cool. My dad loves the camera.
Yeah.
Does your dad like the camera?
My dad likes attention.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he would absolutely love the camera. But there's a reason I would never put it on him.
Has he ever asked to be on the Breakfast Club? That'd be amazing.
No, my daddy is old school, bro.
That's
Meaning
what
that
did at the Jets game last time his dad went to the game.
he tased the Marine on 9/11.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was a few years. How long was that?
That was
6,
a while
7 years
ago, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he tased the Marine on 9/11.
Yeah.
But my father is old school. Like, my father is what you would call the epitome of toxic masculinity in 2019.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Like, if you order a Smirnoff Ice at my father's bar, he'd be like, he ordered a...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, he's that type of guy.
All right.
Yeah, so
All right.
why would I ever put a camera in front of his
Got
guy?
Charlamagne's like, I say crazy enough stuff as it is.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Got it.
When you do your jokes, do you ever not do a joke because you know that your mom and dad will be watching? or
No,
listening?
it's not that. Actually, the biggest thing to me is whenever I do a joke, I'm trying to think about what hill am I trying to die on? Like, what? For real.
For real, you're
It's
right.
not even about mom and dad. Like, I'm grown now. Like, I'm at the point now where, like, if mom and dad say something about a joke, I go, Mom, Dad, like, come on. Like, I paid for the last vacation. You can't tell me that. Like, you can't tell me that. But it really is like, all right, if all of these things are going to be analyzed and scrutinized, like, for me, if I'm going to point it at something, it better be worth it. For me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Is there a hill to die on in 2019?
There's a lot of hills to die on, man. There's a lot of powerful people to make fun of. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things to make fun of.
I don't think none of them are worth dying on, though. And I realize that when you start debating about certain things, you're like, I don't really care about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have an opinion and you state your opinion. Like last week when T.I. got in trouble with everybody.
Send his daughter's time and stuff, yeah.
You know what I mean? When he was talking about checking his daughter's hymen. I thought that might have been a bit much, but I can understand an overprotective father.
Yeah, no. Like, all that stuff, to me, that's not... I'm talking about a hill to die on is when I went to Congress and was like, you have got to acknowledge that this is a problem that is affecting a gen... That is something where...
Got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
What Kaepernick was trying to stand for, that is a hill to die on.
Got you.
The
All right.
conversation that was happening
Got
with the NBA in China, like, we have these huge global brands with censorship. What are we going to do about it?
Got you.
That's a hill to me.
Okay, that makes
to
sense.
me. You know what I mean? Because that's a real conversation.
Got you.
Not stupid ass Twitter outrage.
Yeah, you called so-and-so this. Like, to me, I'm like, I'm not even worried about that. That's not even, you know what I mean? You only have so many shots, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
I get it.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for coming.
Hassan
Thanks for having
Minhaj.
me.
Hassan Minhaj.
The new season of Patriot is out now,
It's right now, every Sunday.
Got you.
All right, check it
Yeah.
out now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning. Yesterday was Change for Change. We were here the whole day from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, and we raised over $670,000.
That's right, baby.
Right, and the efforts don't stop after last night. You can still donate to Change for Change. All you have to do is text the word change. What's the number? To 52182. Or you can go to www.bc, that's for Breakfast Club, BCChange, the number 4, change.com, BCChangeforchange.com.
And I also want to say, man, that over the past 3 years, the Change for Change Radiothon has raised over $1.7 million to benefit various organizations. Yesterday was the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, which goes to HBCUs. Last year was Project 375, which helps to eradicate the stigma of mental health. And the year before that was the Gathering for Justice movement, okay?
Yep.
So when you talk about all the ratchetness and all the things you don't like about the Breakfast Club, just make sure you talk about the good stuff, too.
Correct.
Okay?
All right.
'Cause if you don't, I'm going to tell you the SMD. All
See,
right?
there go the ratchetness.
Hey,
Hey,
that's the
man,
ratchetness
it's
right
about
there, you go.
balance,
That's where
baby.
they get it from.
That's the wholeness that I'm striving for in life.
The
We're
wholeness.
going to talk about
the
positive
wholeness.
things and then tell people to...
SMD.
What's wrong with telling the devil the SMD? Tell him the SMD. You wouldn't tell the devil SMD?
No, because I don't have one.
Oh,
That is true.
okay. We tell him kiss your ass.
That is true. All right, well, we got rumors on the way. What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, in that case, let's talk about Judge Joe Brown. You want him to S your D?
No, I would never disrespect that black man like that.
All right,
Well, I'll tell you what he said, because you just said.
I heard it, but that don't mean I would disrespect him. We just got a difference of opinion.
Okay.
all right, well, we'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk about somebody who wants all the smoke.
All right, well, I guess we'll start with that story. Let me find it, because that's not what I had here.
You don't got to listen to him?
Judge Joe Brown is not too happy about the Breakfast Club. Now he went on social media to call us out, and I think it's because of this conversation that we commented on. This is what Judge Joe Brown had to say about Harriet Tubman and feminists, all about the $20 bill.
Okay, but you don't have a problem with a black woman, and in this case, Harriet Tubman, being memorialized.
I got a big problem if it's on a bill before they put a black man's face on one. I have a big problem with that.
Why do you have a
Because
problem with a
historically,
black
the status
woman?
of an ethnic group is determined by its men, not its women. And that you put a black woman on there before a black man is insulting to the black race because you're saying the men ain't worth a damn. You put a woman up there first.
Now, we did not agree with those sentiments. Right? Am I correct in saying that? I don't agree with that at all.
I thought what Judge Joe Brown said was ignorant, and I said that he sounded like the type of person Harriet Tubman would have shot.
It sounds very chauvinistic to me.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman was a great leader who led women and men to freedom. She's a real-life superhero. To say she shouldn't be on a $20 bill because of your twisted perception of patriarchy is just stupid.
Well, he posted, "I've challenged these moist, soggy, jelly-filled breakfast Pop-Tarts to a debate.
I like Pop-Tarts.
Let's see if they've the
strawberry
cojones to debate me on manhood." I'm betting they don't. You got bilingual in it.
Here's the thing, Judge Joe. You don't become the leader because of your agenda, okay? Presence is more than just being there, all right? And Harriet Tubman's presence is still felt to this day. How would Judge Joe Brown feel about Julia Roberts on the $20 bill? That's what I want to know.
Well, you know what? He said if it weren't for men's egos, you'd still be living in caves and gathering instead of shopping. Just a reflection.
And by the way, Judge Joe Brown can come up here anytime. In fact, he was scheduled to come on the show. When was this? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, but
back in the day. But for some reason, he was under the impression that we would buy his plane ticket.
Yeah, he wanted a plane ticket
to get him there.
And car service in a hotel.
He wanted a plane ticket. He wanted car service. He wanted
Well,
a
if he
hotel.
was a woman, I would have.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't.
Sorry. Nobody.
I said I would have.
We have never paid for a plane
No,
ticket. We've never done car
paid for
service.
anybody.
I don't know what type of show he thought this was, but we ain't that kind of operation.
Maybe he thought it was like a fake show that we would just have a big argument and then.
Who do you call moist? But go ahead.
And soggy. So you don't mind? You mad about moist, but you don't have a problem being called soggy.
He saw Envy's weave. He saw Envy's hair, and he was
you don't
like,
have a problem that you were called jelly filled?
Nah, jelly feels nice.
Okay, yes. All right, now let's talk about Ray J versus Princess Love. We told you that Princess Love was upset because she said that Ray J left her stranded in Vegas. She posted, "Left me and Melody stranded in Vegas and blocked me from calling. Now you want to post family photos. Hashtag buy ugly." And then she posted that he had blocked her on Instagram. Well, Ray J says that is not true. Here's what he responded.
To insinuate that I would do anything to harm my daughter was sad, man. I'm at the Skylofts right now, as you can see, and I just don't understand how somebody can get stranded. We never left. We've been right here. I apologize for everything that's happening. We supposed to be at the tightest. We having another baby coming in, and these are not the things we supposed to do. The devil's working, but he's not working hard enough, and he will never work hard enough, because my family is something that I will always die for.
All right, Ray J also was live expressing his feelings, and actually Princess Love left a comment on his live under their daughter's name, Melody Love Norwood. She said, "Filing for divorce when I get back to LA." Now, Princess Love has told her side as well. Here's what she said.
He asked me to move to Vegas, and I'm like, no, I don't want to move to Vegas. And so he's like, well, can you at least consider it? And I'm like, no, I don't want to move to Vegas. It's not even considering it. I don't want to move to Vegas. This is not the place to have kids.
All right, so I guess that's the issues that they're having now. What do you do when your significant other wants to live someplace and you don't want to live that place?
Who, me? Well, I'm
in general, like, how do you compromise?
I'm a soggy, moist man, so I'm listening to my wife.
Yeah,
happy wife, happy life.
I'm listening to my wife, too.
Now, depending on the situation, now, if it's something that can make our lives better, you know what I mean? I'm going to do that.
It depends what it is. Like, for instance, if it's work and I have to
gotta
work.
go, we gotta go.
And we got to get this money, we got to pay for it, then we got to go. But if it's something I have an option, I listen to my wife.
Yeah, I'm going to do what's best for her and the kids.
Now, Ray J said, "My heart has been heavy for the past week. I miss my baby Melody so much it hurts. I'm so sorry the world has to watch a young relationship like ours fall down. In order to be solid in a relationship, you have to keep people out of it and let God work it out. But this hasn't been the case. I will continue being the best man and father I can be, no matter what's on the other side. Without respect, there is nothing. Love took a L this time. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Who are you giving that donkey to?
4 after the hour, I got to go to my favorite state in the whole world. All right, this place called Florida.
Goodness
right?
gracious.
You know what your Uncle Charlotte always says about Florida. But today we're going to have a conversation about compassion.
Okay.
All right, this is a teachable moment. The world needs more compassion.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the day for Friday, November 22nd, goes to a 73-year-old Boca Raton man. That's it?
Boca Raton.
Boca Raton.
Boca Raton. Come on, man. Stop. It's Florida, so it is kind of rotten. Boca Raton. All right, a Boca Raton man named Sandy Hawkins, all right, who is facing criminal charges after an incident he had this week in a bank in Florida. Now, what does your Uncle Charlotte always tell you? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. This is never changing, people. This is not an opinion. This is science. It's been proven over and over and over again, and today's story is no different. Now, in life, I believe we need more compassion for one another. We need more compassion for ourselves. The more compassionate you are, the more conscious you are, okay? You're conscious of how you feel. You're conscious of how others feel. Compassion is a human capacity that has evolved with our species to fulfill a specific function. What is that function, you say? I would say the alleviation of our suffering. Notice I said our. Okay, all of us that are coexisting on this planet together, this big old rock, okay? See, when you have compassion for others, you make life easier for everybody because you're not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about how your actions affect other people, and you're thinking about how other people feel. So I have to give Sandy Hawkins some credit, okay? This person is a compassionate human, okay? In fact, some would say a compassionate criminal. All right, we need more of those in our society. I mean, people are going to commit crimes, but some of y'all need to be nicer about it. Okay, now once you hear the story, you will understand. Let's go to WPTV, NBC5 for the report, please.
A 73-year-old West Boca man is in jail, accused of robbing a bank.
What makes this odd is that investigators say he gave some of that money back during the alleged robbery.
That man, Sandy Hawkins, is here in the county jail, and those who know him describe him as a nice elderly man whose life, they say, apparently took a bad turn. The sheriff says Hawkins, wearing a Make America Great shirt, passed a note to a teller at this Wells Fargo on Monday saying he had a weapon and demanding $1,100. Investigators say Hawkins gave back some of the cash when the teller gave him too much.
He lost his wife and he wasn't happy anymore.
Friends of Hawkins say Hawkins was despondent, no longer working, and living with a friend just a mile or two from the bank, and talking of moving to Canada or even Mexico. The arrest report says deputies found Hawkins a day later sitting on an electrical box. Friends say it seems Hawkins wanted to be caught. I think he wanted to get caught so he could be taken care of.
Yes.
Now let's unpack this, okay? Let's unpack this through the lens of compassion. He seemed to be committing crimes out of necessity. Now, I would say, Sandy, if you're going to take a penitentiary chance, just take it, all right? You're not getting less time because you took less money. The charge will be the same. If you're going to do it, just do it. Who robs a bank for exact change, okay? And I question this man, okay? I got a question, all right? This man is 73 years old. He robbed the bank for $1,100. They gave him $2,000, and he gave $900 of it back. All right, now think about it. When you go to restaurants and they give you the money back, they give you too much change back, or you accidentally give people too much money, or when you lose money and then the person returns it to you, think about the respect you have for those people, okay? Think about that. Think about how that restores your faith in the world, all right? With that said, should the justice system have compassion on Sandy Hawkins? Let's think about it. The man lost his wife to cancer. He's 73 years old. He wasn't happy. He wasn't doing great financially. He just wanted to be caught so he could be taken care of. Do we have compassion for him? Okay, because he don't have to get donkey if we can take a vote in the room. Angela, do you have compassion for this man?
Kind of. There's some extenuating circumstances.
Okay. Envy, do you have compassion for this man?
I got one question. I didn't hear the first part. Did he bring a gun into the bank?
No, he had a stick-up note that said, give me $1,100 now.
Oh, yeah. I have
and the teller counted out $2,000.
Yes, I have compassion.
Okay, let's play a game first. Guess what race it is? All right. Okay, let's play a game before we decide.
You confused me a little bit, so let's go.
Sandy Hawkins.
Sandy, okay.
Florida.
73
years old.
73.
Went into the bank with a Make America Great Again shirt on.
Yes.
Gave him a note that said, give me $1,100 now.
Correct.
All right?
Right.
People say he wanted to get caught because he wanted somebody to take care of him because his wife died 6 years ago. Do you have compassion for this man?
Right. You saw me?
Yes.
This is the confusing part. You said he wore a MAGA shirt, right?
Yes.
But then you said he wanted to go to either Canada or Mexico, right?
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
That kind of confused me.
Think of
that kind of confused me.
Okay.
MAGA usually, I'm thinking white, but then Mexico, he don't want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused.
MAGA lovers wouldn't want to go to Mexico,
Exactly.
would they? Maybe Cabo.
Maybe Cabo. I'm going white.
Okay. Angela, you?
I feel like there has to be a twist in here somewhere.
Okay.
Because it's too easy to just assume white from all of those clues.
Make America Great Again shirt, Florida. Robbed a bank for exact change.
Upset about his wife dying.
Yes, just one.
Goodness gracious, you. That's a twist?
Just wanted somebody to take care of him.
Goodness gracious, you.
See, I would say that he's white, but I feel like I should say something else.
Like what?
I don't know, maybe Hispanic.
Angela Yee, TJ Envy.
Yes.
One of you is right and one of you is wrong. And so I'm going to have to say, DJ Envy, you are correct.
Yes!
He is Caucasian.
That was too easy.
He is Caucasian. Let me see Sandy Hawkins' picture, y'all. All right.
Yes, he is.
Now, with that said,
he is white.
Do we still have
Kind of looks
compassion
like
for him?
Dramos.
Do we still have compassion for him? He wanted to go to jail, so because he wanted somebody to take care of him.
I still have compassion.
Think about all the brothers and sisters in the hood who was just out here selling a little crack because they needed to keep the lights on, because they just needed to take care of their kids. Think about all the colored folks who have committed crimes just because we wanted to take care of our families.
I didn't say he shouldn't go to jail. I just said I had compassion for him.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have no compassion for him. Let Kathy Griffin give him the biggest hee-haw, please.
Please give this giant jar of mail the biggest hee-haw.
I'm still compassionate. He's going to go to jail, but still.
Let Chelsea Handler give Sandy Hawkins the biggest hee-haw, please, too.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Yeah, I'm sorry that his wife died as well, but he's white. He should have had a nice little pension plan. All right, he had a nice little Social Security. He's had every opportunity in his 73 years of life to get ahead. All right.
My goodness.
I just don't have that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Somebody take care of him.
The twist was there was no twist.
But we're the ones on welfare, according to them.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
But he wanted somebody to take care of him.
All right. Goodness gracious. When we come back, Partisan Fontaine will be joining us.
Party!
His album is out right now.
It's called Underrated. So well, it's not an album. It's a project.
A project. His project is out right now. All right. We'll talk to him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Party!
Partisan Fontaine.
Party!
Hey, my guy.
What's up, boy?
You haven't dropped more than 2 songs in a year since 2015.
Nope.
Okay?
Selective.
But you got Underrated out now. Not supposed to be here. That was 4 years ago, right?
Yep, 2015.
Why you be afraid to drop music, man?
It ain't about that. It's just like trying to figure out the timing and the visuals. I'm a perfectionist, so I get in my own way a lot. But, you know, it always works out, always lines up perfectly.
Now, is this a mixtape, a project, an album? I'd be confused.
It's a project. It's a mixtape. I was just itching to get some music out to the world. So that's what this was, my first opportunity to put some real music out.
Now, it's a theme where you're not supposed to be here, right? That was your first full body of work, and the first song on this album is not there yet.
Absolutely.
At what point will Party feel like he's arrived?
I don't know. I feel like once you feel like you've done it and you've arrived and you're settled in, I think that's when you're done.
Yeah, but you got a platinum single. You got ghostwriting credits. You getting money. I'm sure you done got some industry at this point.
We got a lot more further to go than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not there. So we're still pushing.
How do you decide what you're going to give away and what you're going to keep? Because you gave away a lot of hits as far as writing is concerned.
What's for me is I know when I go in, I'm doing stuff for me. You know what I mean? And if I'm working with somebody, obviously we already got this person in mind. That's how we do it.
You're not really a ghostwriter per se, though. Yeah.
Not at all. Co-writer. You know what I'm saying? I helped out a few of my friends. The funny thing about that is everybody brings up like the same 2 people, you know what I'm saying, or the same songs all the time. Nobody brings up like the stuff that like I'm most proud of or I think is like the most impactful.
Like what?
Like Celino and Barnes, injury attorney.
Shut the f*** up. Dude, knock it off.
Facts.
You wrote that for real?
If you got a long-term settlement and you need cash now,
You didn't write that.
Call. What? These
That would be
are my-
impressive,
No,
Selena,
but I don't
that
believe
is
you.
impressive.
Bro,
You know how long?
everybody knows my work, but nobody brings it. We are farmers.
Party, you ain't that old.
Why would we
I've been
know
listening to
that?
that as a kid, Party. You not that
Bro,
old.
that's
You go there at
crazy.
4.
Bro,
We are farmers.
Dup,
No,
dup,
Party.
dup,
I've been
dup.
listening to that as a kid. You're not 4 years old.
listen to me, bro. Listen to me. This is why I be so baffled, though. I'm like, yo, y'all bringing up the same
lying,
songs. I got all of every
Party
kiss
lying, man.
begins with.
Party lying, man. He almost had me for a second there.
You do got one record on there on
You
your
almost had me for a second.
on your project on the new joint Underrated that I heard, and I said he should have gave that to somebody. Tough tune though.
What you talking
Which one was
about?
that?
Good for you.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Why? Tell me why you knew I was gonna say that.
Cause I mean that's the only record where I'm doing anything outside of what people know me for real.
Yes. That is very true. So I had to think about, as I was listening to it, I was like, I feel like he should have gave this to somebody. But then it is a good record.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
It's like that's like Afro beats or something, right? So
it's what my boy Swanko did. That's my homie DJ Swanko did the production. He did the Big Booty Hoes. He had that in there, but he just gave it like some type of island vibe. We did that song like 3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago in my living room, my mom crib.
The same time you was doing the farmers, did I?
Nah, that was a while. I did that before. That's before y'all ever knew me. That's what I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You work with certain people and it just gets you a whole different light. But y'all been hearing me for years.
These guys lying.
Nah, no cap. Yo, but so I got in there. I'm like, and I did the hook right then and there, and I just knew I had something. I knew it was like, all right, if I'm ever gonna step out what niggas know me for, this is gonna be the time. So I had to put that on the project.
I just think it's weird that in an era where people flood the market with music, you choose to do the exact opposite.
And now when I drop, people are so excited. Everybody come, they want to listen to it because they know it's gonna be a quality body of work. I feel like everybody could put out this, that, and the third. And I feel like I still got fans that talk about not supposed to be here because it took such a long time for me to put it together, and I took my time and crafted it. It was a baby, you know what I'm saying? It took me a whole 9 months to make it and then put it out. But now it's something that'll stand the test of time. Like if you go back to that, you be like, yo, he been nice.
Yes. What'd you grow up vibing to?
Me, my personal influences in this was like X and Kanye. Like those are the two people that really
DMX,
yeah, DMX and Kanye. Those are the two people that let me know like I could have a voice in this. They like the stuff that they talk about was stuff that related to me because I grew up in the church. Like I was in church 5 days a week. I couldn't even listen to rap in my house. You know what I'm saying? So for DMX to be talking about all the gospel stuff that he did on that Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, it resonated with me. And then Kanye making the big gap between being like Beanie Siegel and Common Sense, rapping about working in retail and doing all this other stuff. Like that let me know I had a story and my story could be told too.
Now, you know that's why Kanye wanted you to write for him because of a line about retail,
bro.
When you said you wrote what was it? I gotta stay out of Gucci. I'm getting too many hangers.
Yo,
that line hard though.
I'm finna run out of hangers. Or something like
that
that.
line hard.
He said, "Who's working with who works with her?" He called me up, yo. That was a crazy story too.
So how was that call? How did he reach out to you?
Bro, oh my God. First off, I hit up Pusha, and I'm like, I wanted to get Pusha on my tape, and I'm like, yo, I got a joint. He's like, yo, that's crazy. You hit me up. Kanye was just talking about you. I'm like, word? He like, yeah. Can I give him your number? I'm like, yeah. You give him my number. You know what I'm saying? He like, I bet he gonna hit you up. I go and do a show. I go do a show somewhere, and by the time I got back, I had a text message that said, yo, this is Ye. Can I call you? And I'm like, nigga, hurry up before I call you, my nigga. What are you talking about? Like, I couldn't believe it. So he got on the phone and he just was talking about all his ideas that he had for the project and what he was dealing with and how he wanted to express himself. And if he's like, yo, could you come to LA tomorrow? And I'm like, nah, probably not tomorrow. I got a kid and all that, but I could come out this week. You feel me? And we flew out. cool ever since.
I respect that. I respect the fact that you put your family first. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause some people would just drop their kid and be like, Kanye call.
I'm out. 99% of the people would have dropped their kid.
Nah.
Hell yeah. Kanye called?
85.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hey, Kanye, I'm out of it now. But nah.
So how was working with him? Did y'all work on the song? Did y'all work on music?
Yeah, we worked on
the Ye album.
The Ye album. It's funny too, cause we started working in Calabasas, and he already had his 7 song ideas, and it was fire. Everything was fire. I'm like, we working on this stuff, and by the time we got to Wyoming, he had scrapped all of those 7 songs and wanted to do 7 new songs, and that's what he did. He made it happen all out in Wyoming.
That's when I knew Party was getting hot, because I was with Ye, and Ye was like, he kept talking about party, and I swear I thought he was talking about Party Next Door. Like, it never dawned on me until he said the line. He got that line. He said, the Gucci, too many hangers. I'm like, you talking about Party and Fontaine? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh.
Like, how did you know about this Newberg Kanye West? Like, how did you find it?
I hit you.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think you said you was already coming out there or something like that.
I'd already been to Calabasas a few times.
Did you open with the gospel album?
Nah.
Not that one.
Surprisingly though, too, because I'm super gospel. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my background.
I don't believe nothing you're saying.
You don't believe what?
That's your background.
You don't think so?
No.
You want to test it?
Yeah. What's your favorite scripture?
Psalms 34.
What is it? He just thought of somebody's jersey number. You're like, oh, Charles Barkley, 34.
Nah. But no. Listen.
I didn't believe it at first. I was like, word.
Nah. Because you can't put my history on a scripture, because scriptures was never my strong point. Knowing the scripture, memorizing them, going up on church on Easter Sunday, doing a little passage. I always messed it up. I can't remember none of those, but I definitely was in there 5 days a week.
I'm looking up Psalm 34 right now. Psalm 34 is the 34th Psalm of the Book of Psalms.
And what did it say?
A Psalm of David when he pretended.
That's the one. That is the one.
Stop, man.
Yes, that is it. That's the one.
Farmers.
That's my favorite one right there.
Oh, I will bless the Lord at all times.
Yep, his praise will continuously be in my mouth. See, I knew it was in there. You feel me?
You gotta pause that.
Praise.
Think about it. I will bless the Lord at all times.
Yo, hold on. Let me put this out there. Yo, he's trying to pause the Bible, bro. He's trying to pause.
You gotta pause Jesus.
They're trying to pause the Bible.
Yo, you cannot tell me the scripture don't sound wild, bro.
I'm not
I will
with
bless
you.
the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord.
Nah,
you better chill out.
Praise.
You better chill out. You been having a good year. You better chill out, man.
Hey, yo, when you just when you strike them, let you know what I'm saying. Strike them in this.
God know my heart. God is laughing at that one.
That's the sinner's favorite line too. That's the sinner's go-to. Like, you feel me? I don't care what you're doing. When you're doing dirt, that's the one.
Now, Rodman. We did the record Rodman. Rodman don't get a lot of love in hip hop, man, which is wild to me. Like, when you talk about like basketball references, because I had to think about it. I'm like, damn. You hear rappers say get the board like Rodman, but you did a whole song. Was that a dedication to him?
Do the dirty work like Rodman.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he was definitely an icon. He's one of the most iconic basketball players we had.
Yes, and then it seemed like good timing, because then the Rodman documentary came out.
Just so happened. He actually reached out too.
What?
Yeah. He's like, yo, that song's crazy. My kids love that song. They won't stop playing the song. All of that. He gave me like 2 autographed jerseys.
Oh, that's dope.
Super fun. Yo, funny thing is, he came to New York and he was like, and he hit up my management. He's like, yo, I wanna go to some type of, I forget the type of spa it was, but I'm like, bro, I ain't about to go to no spa.
He wanted to go to the spa with you.
He asked you to come to the spa?
Some type of spa, bro. And then I looked it up, and it happened to be one of those joints where you're all like in this hot bath or whatever.
Oh yeah, Psalm 34. I will bless Dennis Rodman at all times. That's
no funny. I'm like, bro. Yeah, I can't do the spa, bro. Tell him we got something to do today.
Did y'all meet at all? Y'all still ain't meet?
Nah, we still. We supposed to link up. He want to do like some merch stuff, but. He's definitely a cool dude though.
Meet at the spa. That's crazy.
That's wild. Bro, now, how many people would have done that?
Going to the spa with Dennis Rodman?
That's
not just for the first meeting. I don't know. I gotta check his temperature. You feel me? I don't know. Like,
that's still crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's talk about Rap Charlemagne. One of my favorite records. I could be biased.
Just a little bit.
I love that record. Who did that? It was Boy Wonder, right?
Yep. Yeah.
You did it, but then Nicki Minaj did. I don't know who did what first, but I know Nicki had the Hard White joint.
Yeah.
What happened with that record? Why couldn't you still use it? Because I don't understand why in hip hop we can't have like rhythms.
Like they do over there,
Yeah,
right?
with the
Like
Jamaican
everybody
joint.
rap on the beat. I don't know. Yeah, to my knowledge, I thought I had it first. I thought it. The funny thing is, Wonder made it, but him and Vinyls are very close. So and I'm cool with Vinyls as well. So that's why in the bar it says Vinyls made it, so you know it's going not. That's where I got it from. I laid it down. I was ready to put it out. I'm actually playing it on my IG story, and then I believe Wonder called like, yo, I think somebody else got that beat, and he looked into it. Lo and behold, it was Nicki.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So it was nothing I could really do about it, but wait for her to drop, and she did. And then I was like, all right, bet I'll just put out a freestyle. And I put it out as a freestyle, but apparently that couldn't live neither. They snatched it off the
They pulled it down off everything.
Boy,
right?
instantaneously. I think it lived for like 8 hours, but you know, it happens.
Well, that's because they thought that you was one of the people that was plotting on taking Nicki Minaj out, right? So you got to think it's Atlantic Records, it's Cardi. Then you took the beat and called it Rap Charlemagne. Oh my God!
So this really had nothing to do with me. It was all you.
It was all Charlemagne.
It was all you because
All
I called it
Charlemagne.
Rap Charlemagne. So if I would have called it Rap Envy, that shit would still be up to
nah,
date.
she'd have got you. She'd have sued you then.
Oh no, she don't like you neither.
You should rap dramas, maybe rap dramas. You'd have been good.
So why y'all two now?
She thinks that we don't like her. She thinks that it's this industry plot against her. Like right now, the Bobs are watching this right now, mad just because you always got to bring Nicki Minaj's name up. But we're talking about a particular situation: the Hard White versus the Rap Charlemagne record.
Yeah.
Who got? They took it down too, though, right?
They did.
Took it down everywhere.
Nah, it lives on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? So you can go to SoundCloud and hear it. And my IG lives there.
Well, you better hurry up now because
Yeah,
it's about to be
you
taken down in about
shouldn't
2
have told
hours.
them that. They coming to get that.
Nah, I ain't gonna get that.
You think she was throwing a shot at you when she said she gonna start going at Ghost Riders that make records about her?
I doubt it. Like she got a DJ who knows me. You know what I'm saying? Like they familiar with who I am. They coulda-
Booth?
Yeah, they could.
Who's the Booth?
They could easily said my name. So I don't think so. I think they would have said me if it was me.
You never wrote no diss record for her.
I never dissed nobody.
Yeah.
I never dissed nobody.
Would you do that if somebody said, "Yo, I want to write a diss record to someone"? Would you do that?
I'm not like, this is the thing I be telling people. I've never been a writer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never like, yo, I'm a writer. I do this. You know what I'm saying? Let me pin this for you. That never been my thing. I've always been an artist. You know what I'm saying? I've always been passionate about what I do. These two people just happen to be friends of mine and like that I respect and whatever. And that's how it came about. Yo, Kanye want me to come out here and like
Vibe with
to
him?
hear my ideas. Like, cool. You know what I'm saying? And see, we just go way back. So I never been a writer.
So you don't write for Cardi B, fully write for Cardi B?
No, like if she got some tracks she want to play, everybody got somebody they stay in the studio with. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When y'all go to the studio, you go with your boys. Da 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 da. Like I said, Nas got one mic from his brother. You feel me? Like it happens that way.
And it's not like Cardi hides the fact. You know what I'm saying?
No, you know I'm credited for anything I participated on. You know, and
The wildest thing was watching you perform "Be Careful" on Instagram story.
You said that was wild?
That was wild to see that.
Why was that wild?
Because of the content of the music. You know what I'm saying? The content of the record. I want to get married. Like the Stephen Curry, the Aisha shit, but we more like if you was rapping from the perspective of a woman though.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was like the MO of that song for me. Boom, I'm like, I bet I'm gonna rap from a female's perspective, da 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 da. So by the time I had got done with the first verse, she heard it and was like, nah, that'd be dope. This would be a dope record, you know what I'm saying, for me. And she did her little second verse or whatever, and it became her song. I'm like, cause once you got to that what's the line?
The sucking part.
Yo, this Rich hated it. He was like, yo, there's no way you could say that. I'm like, bro, it's from a girl's perspective. They were like, yo, they're not gonna know that by the time you get to it.
If I would have found somebody sucked his
they're like, they're not gonna know that by the time you get there. So it's like, you might be right. This might be a better record.
He was absolutely right. But Psalm 34. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you better stop.
Yo, I'm telling you, God gonna get you, bro. God gonna get you.
God, I don't think God has anything to do with that. Now, when you think you drop an official album? Does it even matter?
2020. I really don't know the differences nowadays.
Me
You know what I'm
neither.
saying? Blase, this, that. I don't know. They go on the same streaming platforms to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do the same press runs. You do everything the same.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. I ain't been in it that long. It feels the same to me.
How did you meet Cardi? For people that don't know, how did y'all start a relationship?
Because, bro, coming from Newburgh, the only way I knew how to get hot was go to the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? This is New York City. I got to get my music from Newburgh all the way to New York City. So I was in the clubs heavy. I was in Sue's Rendezvous trying to perform.
I miss Sue's, man.
OD.
They about to open back up, I heard, but go ahead.
They are? Mm-hmm. I hope so. I heard
That mean Envy bought it.
I heard the mayor is trying not to what's going.
That mean Envy bought it. I can tell by the tone in his voice. Yeah, I heard it open.
I heard it about
I
heard it about to do it again.
Dr. Caves too, but go ahead.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. You out here buying up everything. Yo, but yeah, so I'm there performing my songs, and we had a mutual friend, Ash Cash, who used to work with, and they would play my records, and she's like, yo, he's nice. I like this song. One day I woke up and I'm looking at my Instagram. It's just jumping, numbers shooting up. And Cardi actually did like this video to my record Oi. Like she jumped on top of the Nissan Sentra or something at the gas station, and it just went up. And we just been cool ever since.
Dope. Well, the album is out right now. Thank you, Party.
I'm having that.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Diddy.
So you guys recall we did have Byron Allen up here on the Breakfast Club talking about his discrimination case against Comcast, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, apparently Comcast has been using Diddy's name as an example of their inclusive practices with respect to African-American owned cable networks. Well, Diddy has put out a statement about Comcast and Byron Allen's discrimination case. And he says that it's important people really understand what's at stake. He said, "On Revolt, I can only share the truth of my experience. Starting an independent cable network is incredibly difficult and capital intensive. The start we received from Comcast, which was a condition of the United States government approval for Comcast to acquire NBC Universal, was important, but is not the level of support needed to build a successful African-American owned network, not even close." He said, "Since that launch, our relationship has not grown, and Revolt is still not carried by Comcast in the most affordable packages, nor is Revolt available in all of the markets that would enable us to serve our target audience." So he said it is unacceptable, and he said Comcast spends billions of dollars on content networks every year, but just a few million go to African-American owned networks like Revolt. That's his statement.
Okay.
So he's siding with Byron Allen on this.
Of course.
All right, now, since we're talking about things like the African-American community, let's talk about Terrell Owens versus Stephen A. Smith. As you know, Stephen A. Smith did criticize Colin Kaepernick, and Terrell Owens had this to say about Stephen A. Smith.
What he wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother,
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Tell me. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line.
That's right. He said his ESPN white co-host Max Kellerman seems blacker than him. Well, Stephen A. Smith, of course, was not having that at all. And here's how he responded.
Any of y'all that want to debate me in front of black people and talk about what's best for black people, name the time and place, I'll show up. What's the definition of blackness? Why are you giving the impression that because I don't march lockstep with every single thing that Colin Kaepernick wants, you just sat up there and used an expression, more blacker? Excuse me, I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City. You ain't the only brother out there that's in the streets. I'm in the streets every day.
Yo, I hated that whole exchange. I hated that exchange, number one, because it happened in front of white people. Number two, we got to stop saying stupid stuff like a white person is blacker than a black person. That's just an ignorant statement, because Max's white skin, his aesthetic will always afford him a privilege that Stephen's black skin won't. And just because Max Kellerman is saying what you want to hear doesn't mean he's blacker than Stephen A. Smith. Like, y'all sound crazy. And number three, why does blackness always got to come back to the streets? Like somebody being street. Black people are not monolithic. The streets are not the only thing we are associated with. Like, won't won't none of my kids come from the street? And that won't make them any less black? Like, I don't understand why Stephen A. Smith had to resort to, I'm in the streets just like you. Stephen A. Smith or Terrell Owens ain't in the streets.
Nah, not anymore.
Like,
All right. Now let's discuss some great things happening. Kerry Washington announced that she is directing an episode of Insecure. Now, the way that she did it, she announced it on Twitter, and then she put out a video with her rapping.
Here we go. I'm about to direct Insecure on HBO. It's not a scandal. I'm about to handle it because this cast is fire and the show is mine.
You guys know Issa Rae raps in the mirror all the time on Insecure, so that's basically what she was doing. So.
Okay. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Scandal, Olivia Pope references in that episode of Insecure.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see that. And let's talk about Floyd Mayweather. I know I brought this up earlier. Now, we told you before that he said he is retired and he's done with boxing and he's not going back to the ring. He's satisfied. He's retired, undefeated, right? Well, now they're saying, now Floyd Mayweather is saying that he is coming out of retirement. So I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means that he's going to fight again or if that means he's going to be doing some promoting, or I'm not exactly sure because he hasn't been very specific. But we do know that he is working with Dana White and there's going to be some type of event happening in 2020. He said they are working together to bring the world another spectacular event.
Salute to Floyd Mayweather, man. But you got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him, man. Floyd Mayweather don't got nothing else to prove. Anything he would be doing right now, he would just be doing it for money.
It might be something else. I mean, who knows what it is? I mean, I don't think he should.
No.
But he might need the money. I doubt it, but I don't get it.
All right. Now, Evelyn Lozada, in the meantime, says that she will abstain from premarital sex, and she wants to be able to speak to young girls. She said where she came from and be a role model. She told this to Baller Alert.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I felt like in previous relationships, I lost a piece of me every time I had sex, whether they're interested in me or not with what my journey is. If they're not with it, then I feel like it kind of clears out the BS. So that's what I want from my life. And she said, people will have an opinion on your life. Everyone will, and say negative things. That's fine. She said, I just feel like all I can do is really just do the best I can and stay focused on what I'm trying to accomplish and do with my life. She also got baptized, by the way.
Okay. I respect that. I just don't know if you can stop having premarital sex. Like once you've had premarital sex, you've had it, right?
A lot of people do it though. They stop and abstain until they.
I just don't know if that's
married.
the right wording for it. Maybe you should just say I'm abstaining from sex until
she's
marriage.
abstaining right now, and she's not going to have sex again until she gets married.
Yeah,
So.
that's just a weird
I know
way to
people who
word
have
it.
done that. There, somebody I grew up with, she got saved and she didn't have sex again, and she still hasn't because she's not married.
Well, congratulations to her.
And it's been like 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
Whoa.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor. So yeah, it's possible.
No, I'm just calling on the name of Jesus because she definitely know him better than I do.
Goodness gracious.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Yee.
You're welcome.
Revolt will see you guys, about a couple of weeks, right? Because next week we're off. So Revolt will see you you are coming back in after a week, right? 1 week. All right. Revolt will see you in a week. Everybody else, the People's Choice mixes up.